What do you get when you combine best-selling books, Getting Things Done by David Allen, and The 7 Habits by Stephen Covey into a simplified productivity system? It's a book called Zen To Done, or ZTD, and today I'm starting a video series where I break down the habits of ZTD and discuss how you can translate these concepts into using it with your planner. I'm sharing this with you because this system has really helped me, and my hope is that it can help you too. Recently, I have been incorporating this into my life, and I've been noticing several improvements in different areas. For example, in my office, I would often have stacks of paper that started piling up in my closet and on the countertops. And now all of that is gone. Today I'm going to be giving away a free printable. It's a habit tracker for your planner in order to help you to put into practice the habits associated with ZTD or with whatever habits it is that you're trying to put in place in your life. I'm going to link that printable in the description down below. And there are 2 different ways that you can use this in your planner. So at the top, there's this purple section. You can either write in the date of the week and then write in 4 habits underneath that. Or if you are trying to start a lot of new habits and 4 isn't enough right now, you can print out multiple sheets per month. And you can, in the purple section, write down the name of the habit. So like take vitamins, and then I have the different weeks written down underneath that. So you just check it off each day that you complete the habit. What is ZTD though, exactly? The focus of ZTD is on doing, on actually completing tasks using a simplified planning and organization system. And it relies on 10 habits. These are collect, process, plan, do, simple, trusted system, organize, review, simplify, set routines, find your passion. Today I'm going to be starting with habits 1 and 2, and I'll go through the rest of the habits in future videos. But the author emphasizes that you want to really master each of the habits before moving on to the next one, because they kind of build off of each other. So that's why I'm kind of spacing these videos out to give you some time to put them into practice before you're ready to move on to the next habit. The first habit is to collect. Do you often have all these thoughts and ideas just spinning around in your head? And does having to juggle all of these different thoughts make it very difficult to focus? I know that is something that I've definitely struggled with in the past. The issue is that when you have these thoughts, a lot of times we can't act on them because there's not enough time, and so we risk forgetting what it was we were thinking about. However, if we write something down and we have a system for actually accessing that information later, then we don't have to worry about forgetting it. According to the book, the collection habit is to have a very few amount of places to collect information and papers and stick to that system. And the first way that the author recommends to do this is using something called a capture tool. The author defines a capture tool as a simple, portable, easy-to-use tool for capture, small notebook or small stack of index cards or even smartphone, in which you immediately write down any tasks, ideas, projects, or other information that pop into your head. And my capture tool when I'm on the go is this micro Happy Notes notebook. So the idea of this is that I can just slip it into my purse, and I have it with me when I'm at work, when I'm at the grocery store, or whatever errand that I'm running, so that I don't have to worry about trying to remember to write it down when I get home. And I have this pen loop here, which makes the pen always easy to access because it's always attached to the micro notes. And I'll link the video where I show you how to make this pen loop down below. And because these sheets are removable, you can transfer them into your planner when you get home. We'll discuss exactly how to process those sheets in the next habit. For me, my capture tool when I'm at home are these inserts that I added to my happy planner, which is sticky notes. So the idea of this is that they are color coded based on the category that the idea is about. So for example, this first one is for my YouTube channel, and this next one is just like my home section, and one for like self-improvement ideas. And when I am processing this capture tool, I can just take this sticky note out, transfer the information to the relevant location, and then replace it with a fresh sticky note. And the reason why I have so many sticky notes on here is because there are just some days where I have a lot of ideas and I want plenty of space to write them all down. It's just a little bit more organized than just having a bunch of sticky notes all over my desk. The second step is to have inboxes. So if you work from home, that would be an inbox at either your desk or somewhere in your office, easy to access, so that you aren't having all these piles of paperwork or sticky notes all over your desk and getting in your way. It also means having an inbox for your home for things like mail that comes in or receipts from shopping trips, whatever it is, maybe some paperwork from school for your children. All of this paperwork would go into this home inbox. Another type of inbox is an email inbox. If you can, the author recommends having as few email accounts as possible just to simplify your life. For myself, what I ended up doing was forwarding the emails that are being sent to like the account for this YouTube channel. They're all being forwarded to my personal email account so that I only have to check one inbox per day. And according to the book, you don't want to have more than 4 to 7 inboxes. Right now, I have my office inbox, my home inbox, an email inbox for home, and an email inbox which I check at work. So all of the physical paperwork that comes into this house goes into the physical inboxes immediately. My home inbox is a tray and a desk in my family room, and my office inbox is on a folder that is on top of my planner cart. The reason why I have both a home inbox and an office inbox is because I use the home inbox for things that have to do with my family and home maintenance. It's been really helpful for managing our incoming mail and receipts especially. However, there is paperwork that only has to do with me sometimes, and I prefer to keep that separate. For example, paperwork for my job, especially right now because I am still partially working from home. The next habit is called process. The author recommends that you process your physical inboxes once per day and your email inboxes at least once per day, and he recommends that you're not constantly checking your email just because that takes up a lot of time. In order to process an inbox, you start with the top piece of paper and you work your way down until it's empty. Anything that you don't need, like junk mail, would immediately be thrown in the trash. If the paperwork is an action item and it takes less than 2 minutes to complete, then he recommends immediately completing that item. So for example, we had this card that came in the mail and we were supposed to fill it out and send it back in to our sponsor child. So that took less than 2 minutes, so we just got it done right away. If something takes more than 2 minutes to complete, then you can schedule when you're going to work on it in your planner. And if you need to keep it in your records for later, then he recommends that you file it away immediately. If you want to learn more about the inbox system, I cover it in my No More Paper Clutter video, and I'll link that video down below in the description box for you. Here is an example of me processing my office inbox. it's the end of the day and I check the inbox folder. I see that there is a form that I need to get notarized. So I schedule in my planner for August 29th to go to the bank to get the form notarized. Beneath that, I've written See Action folder in my planner because until the 29th, I'm storing my form in a folder that I've labeled Action. On that day, I will open up that folder, I will take out the form and take it with me to the bank. I also have an action folder for my home inbox, and that one is actually divided into separate months to indicate the date that I'll be needing that specific piece of paperwork. Once you are done processing your inbox, it should be completely empty. In order to process the capture tool, anything that is an action item or has a date assigned to it can be scheduled in your planner. For example, I had written down buy Lisa's birthday gift. So now at the end of the day, as I'm processing my capture tool and inboxes, which is now part of my after work routine, I'm going to schedule in my planner to buy Lisa's birthday gift on August 28th. And then a lot of times I'll have ideas written down in here. So for example, I'll be walking into work and I'll remember something that I heard in an audiobook and I want to remember it for later. Or I'll have just general goals for myself or an idea about like decorating a room in my house. So in order to deal with all of these ideas that I have, I started using this Happy Notes notebook. And this is kind of broken up into different sections. I have a bunch of tabs in here for different categories. So for example, I have like quotes that I want to remember. This section is about notes on some audiobooks that I listen to. What is nice about this is that these pages are removable, so I can kind of shift them around if I want to change up what order they're in. But as I was saying before, any ideas from either of my capture tools that are not action items and therefore can't be scheduled in my planner go into this Happy Notes notebook. So let's quickly review. For capture tools, you have a thought, you write it down in the capture tool, then at the end of the day, you either schedule it if it can be scheduled, and write it in your idea notebook if it cannot. For inboxes throughout the day, you place the paperwork in the appropriate inbox and you check your email accounts a reasonable number of times. At the end of the day, you process those inboxes. If it takes less than 2 minutes to do the item, you get it done immediately. And if it can be thrown away, it goes in the trash. If it takes longer than 2 minutes to do, or if it's something like an appointment, then you schedule in your planner when you will either do that item or the day that that appointment takes place. If it is something that you need to reference in the long term, then you file it. I'm looking forward to sharing habit 3 with you next time, which specifically focuses on planning. I hope you'll join me for the remaining videos in this series, along with the regular content that will continue on this channel that will be interspersed between this video series. And I'll see you next Saturday. Bye.
Cause you